Okay, so I'm back. This is Andrew Weston, high res on all divisions right now, communication line signals, all vibration systems, all communications of all alignments, fragmentation lines, communications of everything through force recognition of force and its sphere. Now's the time to let go of the linking change of freedom. Now, what I mean by freedom is to understand that you've always had it, but you always feel like you've been confined, trapped underneath, under a rock. I shouldn't be there. I don't want to be there. How do I let myself go? Well, it's freeing yourself from a chain, right? That's why I've given an example through its profile. And it's showing you your hands are up like this and you're letting go and you're having the light come in. That's what it's all about, having the light come in. It's amazing, amazing feeling when you get that light activation. And once you get that light activation, everything around you will change. And what I mean by that is that the things that change in you through your light activation, all its community changes. And your whole mystery of yourself becomes the real self. So again, it's a reflection, it's a remembering of who you are and where you're supposed to be through your lights. And, getting humanity to one vibration is not easy. And because they live their life streams for so long, they still think they're in that three-dimensional body. And you have to realize, wait a minute, dimensional body? What are you talking about? That's confusing to a lot of people, especially when you're talking through the mind system, right? So anyway, the good news is that I'm not going to be quarantined for 14 days. I'm now going to Thunder Bay. I'd rather be with the family than look at four walls. Yes, it's a beautiful place, but I have other places to go. So I can pretty much do this anywhere. But it's up to humanity to understand, to see the acceptance and how they came to where they've been and how to get to where they want to go. That's what it's all about. Because that interforces everything through relation. And that relation is this correlation system. So getting more communications with yourself through the eye receptions and the mind activations and everything through the energy fields and anything that forced Windsor cycle divisions, now you understand more communications. So the acting of its freedom becomes real, which is really, really great. And, even though you don't think you're in control, it's because of the governments. It's the humanity. I mean, it's all over the global metric system. Time is the essence to everything through, right? So every day, like I said, you're going to see a difference in humanity's system, but it's understanding, how do I get those volumes? How do I get myself to my higher self? How do I understand myself better, right? So when you understand yourself better and you have a light, right? A lot of people say, what is a light? What are you talking about? Light activation, light of love of attraction, love of you, love thyself, love everything around you, right? That puts you in provisions and acting cycles. And that helps you along the way. And everything through community changes. And like I said, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So whenever you feel trapped or you feel constrained, try to use the freedom, freedom will set you free. Like fly like an eagle. That's a perfect example. That's what you want. Flying like an eagle, spreading your wings, right? Knowing how powerful you can be. Because humanity has that. They have that activation. They have that code frequency through their diamond core, right? It's that pyramid activations they understand when it comes to all communications of their diamond. That's the most important thing, because that is the activation, and its center core is everything through your relationships with yourself. You have to find your relationships with yourself and how to get that freedom. Okay. So it's kind of like you have a lock and key and you open it up, right? That's what it is. So when you open the key, it's gone, right? It's like it was never there. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing when you get into that adaptation of its mind system, because that changes everything. That changes everything. And that's the most important thing that you can have knowing your recognitions of your mind, your heart, and your soul. So getting relationships with the mind, getting relationships with your heart, and getting relationships with your soul is the most important thing that you need to do. Okay? Because freedom will set you free from anything you're attached to. Okay? The communication levels are set in this division. Now, like I said, if you guys want to Zoom, let me know so we can schedule a meeting. All right. So, because I know everybody's on different time zones. So you get a better understanding. Like I said, I really want a video conference because you'll see the sense of energies that we both have and how we communicate at all levels. Then you'll know exactly, oh, wow, I know what division you're in through dimension. That's powerful stuff. And then you understand your light activations through your pixels and your perceptions and where you're coming from, right? We could talk about that because when I do a live, it's not as strong. It's very strong, but it's stronger when you meet, on video, like video here, here, and here, because we're all linked, right? And you're also in the galactic, right? And that force rises everything through all alignments of activation codes. So it's very, very powerful stuff once you understand the linkage and everything that you're attached to. Okay? You have to break that chain to get your freedom. And again, that takes away everything from its fear. Fear of all things. Yeah, sure, is a pandemic. Yeah, but once you understand what it is, it's not. It's just like it was nothing. It's just psychological. The adaptation of its mind system understands its intelligence when it comes to physical, the mental, but it's mostly the spiritual. But you really have to get knowing of what the realism is of the psychological system. Okay, because that will brain damage everything if you don't understand, how to get its freedom. So this is a very, very powerful message. Now is the time to internalize yourself within and surrender to the fear of God, surrender to the universal set system, and believe that dimensional earth is being healed. And this goes out to everybody. It's very important that you guys do that. Okay, because once you activate your cycle systems, everything through communication level systems are now going through all community systems and into humanity. So it's knowing how to change humanity through its frequencies, through the fragmentation lines and the pixel activations, through the vibrations and the energies, right? Once you know your energy patterns and your voicing grids, now you understand your energy of its thoughts. Your thoughts are forming on so many levels of love. That's what you want to do. And you spread out with your voicing grids. That's what it is. And you don't have to be outside because it travels, right? It travels. And when it travels, it goes into the universal system. And they hear everything, right? Energy is everywhere. That's what it is. You are one. I am one. We're all one, right? It's unity of consciousness. Right? Bringing the love and family back, right? To where it's supposed to be, its realm, its definition, its unconditional love, the sacred of its love, the sacred of you, the sacred of its heart, the mind, and the soul. That's what it is. That's freedom. That's freedom. And it's a lot of fun when you get freedom, right? Freedom of mind, space of mind, freedom of speech, the connection of its speech, it formulates in so many levels of communications. The soul, you start to recognize your soul and how to fight off anything through its force, right? This is a spiritual force and it's extremely powerful in the atmospheres, but now it's all taken out. It's all taken out, right? And once humanity sees that, right, the COVID-19 will go away. That's the only way. They have to internalize and change their systems. They have to change their programs. They have to change everything through its attractions. That's the only way they can go forward. because you can't live that program, that old program that you are in your third dimension. I got to make that very well clear, okay? Because you are in the fourth density into the fifth dimension. So it's getting to know yourself fully and completely. Say, whoa, this is great. Now I know where I am, you know? And it's the most powerful thing that you can have, right? It's the truth of everything. And nothing can take you away. Nothing. You know? So it's all about humanity now. Because the atmosphere is a cleanse. You can go outside. It's not a problem. You don't have to wear gloves. You don't have to wear masks anymore. But it's the fear that's controlling everything. And it's extremely hard to take out because people are still living in the three-dimensional brain. They're not living in the mind. They're not living in their century, their division. Everybody's in a different division, but they're in the 5 activation. I just wish they could just, you know, see themselves, set themselves free from everything. Because that's going to give you what you want. That's going to understand your force. That's understand your power and everything through its power. Because it goes on its cycles, right? The energy system, the energy vibration, the frequencies, the harmonics. Because everything connects to all realms, you know? And like I said, if you want to get into the 5th density light in the 5th dimension, that is a complete balance because now you communicate with nature fully and completely. The adaptation, when you come into the 4th density light to the 5th dimension, you're just going the surface, okay? You're still in the galactic system, but you're not high rise to your lights yet. It's understanding that balance will give you everything through communication. Anything around you, you can communicate with through balance. And it's incredible when you can actually see a light in front of you and it can communicate with you through its pixels, because that in front of you is a pixel. You're a pixel. So when you communicate through balance, it's amazing to see the lighting of its glow mechanisms. I don't know, when I did a back video, I was wearing red. I was talking about the multiverse and its connections and all that. So I was talking about colorations and how it's acting in cycles and how it gets connected to the pixel activations. And then you saw the communications with my voice and grids. Once you get its bounce, it was glowing. You know, it was talking to me, right? It was communicating with me, and it was bright, extremely bright. So it was flashing. I said, "What is that?" This was outside when I did it. It's very powerful stuff when you connect through balance, through your voice and grids, your perceptions, your minds, right? Your adaptations, the local system, the local energy, the local voicing, you know, the local activations. There's so many things that are combined through its mind, its soul. But the most importantly is to know that you have a heart. A lot of people forget that. I mean, that's what keeps your life stream alive, right? And breathing mechanisms, you know, when it comes to your throat chakra, you know, your eye receptors, your divisional sets, the mind of its listening and its skills and its adaptations and its learnings, its education. You know, everything is through the mind when it comes to that process, because it's all about upgrading data processing systems. It's through the uplinks and downloads and upgrades and uploadings. That's the most important thing. I'll say that again and again. So the more you get a true understanding on that, now you're getting the full wind of what freedom is, right? Because you got to align and balance everything through its alignment systems. And now you communicate in all waving cycles, because it communicates on soul levels. And once you are with balance with fear, you can get rid of its fear. Okay? It's all about changing the human communication levels into the correlation of the 5 dimensionals, okay, into the Gardens of Eden. And then you can walk the surface. It's very powerful stuff. Okay? So that's what it's all about. So I think that's good. You know, sorry for the disruption, but, you know, I don't like to leave things where they are. I like to continue with its force. And you get a better understanding that, you know, when it comes to promises, I try to do my best And, like I said, I like to finish my conversation. I don't just like to leave it the way it is. It's kind of like, what, he's gone? You know? So I'm glad I finished my conversation. That's today's topic. Love you guys very much. Keep you informative with energy vibrations, communication levels, understanding the correlation when it comes to speed activation code systems, and everything through force of its energy system to the space of its mind system. Calling it. Adios, everybody.